Travis Kelce signed an extension with the Chiefs. Jason Kelce signed with ESPN on the same day. Don't you think that they would coordinate this in a different way to let each one have their day? Or did they do it together? Was it a collab? Because Travis Kelce is going to sign up for 2 more years. I think he'll play 2 years. He's already had a couple of years on that contract, but they freshened that up, and rightfully so. Has Travis Kelce, is he the face of that franchise? Because normally you think the quarterback when you're winning all those Super Bowls. But has Travis Kelce become the face of the Kansas City Chiefs? And I would say yes, because of everything off the field. Hosting Saturday Night Live, now dating Taylor Swift. He's a personality. Got the #1 podcast along with his brother. And it feels like the tight end is the face of the franchise as opposed to the quarterback. That doesn't happen very often, if it's ever happened before. Jason Kelce, who, yes, I did have conversations with, and he just wanted, he was picking the brains of a lot of people in the business and doing the right thing, doing his due diligence of where he wanted to go for his broadcasting career. And he had a lot of leverage here. And yes, I did say to him, if you're going to ESPN, understand ESPN. Because if you go to NBC or CBS, Fox, you'll be used less. You won't be exposed as much. But that can be a good thing because ESPN has a way of overexposing. If they find somebody like McAfee or Stephen A. or Dick Vitale or Chris Berman, they tend to overexpose. But I said that can be a good thing as well. If you like going to work and you like people knowing who you are, being on, 2, 3, 4 times a day, then that could be for you. But yes, I did talk to Jason Kelce throughout this, and he said, look, I'm talking to a lot of different people in the business. I kind of want to know, and I suggested, look, you could go to CBS. Nate Burleson's a great talent. You got J.J. Watt in there. James Brown will take care of you. I knew that they were going to be making some changes with the pregame show. Didn't know exactly who was going to be out, but Boomer Esiason, Phil Simms not there. You still have Bill Cowher in there. But I thought that might be a good place to go as well because I said it's quality of life. And you could go from Philadelphia to New York, take the train up. You could do the show, go back, be with your family. But with ESPN, you could be traveling. You could be in Bristol, Connecticut a lot. So just make sure that you're able to monitor how they use you. And he decided to go with ESPN. We connected yesterday. I said, congratulations. And if I could be of any help down the road, I'll be more than happy to help you. He doesn't need any help, but I imagine Travis will be joining him at some point here in 2 years. So let's see. Poll question. What are we going to go with today, Seton?
Well, I think we're probably going to start with the lead topics. Better signing yesterday. Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce. That's the hot one right there.
Well, I would say Travis because you still have a chance to win Super Bowls.
I don't know.
I mean, ESPN may win a sports Emmy, but I'd rather have the Super Bowl.
That's a major acquisition. That's one of the hottest free agents out there in media.
Yes.
That's a major signing.
And you sign him, and I think I may have given Jason Kelce even more leverage because if he goes – so when I said, hey, I wouldn't go to ESPN, but it's only because my experience when people – I remember talking to Steve Young, Charles Barkley. I mean, I've talked to many athletes. And they said, tell me what it's like. And I said, I'm going to tell you what it's like, but it's not for everybody. But it is a wonderful place, and they launch stars. They make stars out of people. But you got to understand, if you go there, you go into the car wash, and sometimes you're there for 8, 9 hours a day on different shows, and you forget what you even said, an hour earlier. But, he'll do well. He's fun. He'll probably do WWE. He's going to have his podcast. His brother is still, playing well and dating Taylor Swift. So a lot of things are going well for Jason Kelce. But Travis Kelce, that's different. That's 2 more years, and then going into the media business after that. They'll probably look at what the Mannings are doing and maybe do an offshoot of that. There was talk, there was discussion of these other networks and what they were offering, but make no mistake about it, Jason Kelce was going to make his own decision, but he did talk to a lot of people in the business, and his decision was to go to the mothership, where he'll be there on Monday night. So good for him. Yes, Paulie.
I wonder if Travis Kelce can do anything to be considered the greatest tight end of all time. It does feel like, at least in modern generation, maybe it's Gronk, Tony Gonzalez, Travis Kelce's entering the chat. Back in the old days,
I think Travis Kelce will be viewed as the greatest tight end of all time.
He's got 907 catches,
but it's not that.
Correct.
He's popular. Now, Gronk's popular. Tony was great. Tony Gonzalez, with those numbers, those are video game numbers for a tight end. But he didn't have that popularity boost like Gronk did, and to have postseason success. When it got to the postseason, you knew Gronk was going to come up big. Travis Kelce. How many times do we come in on a Monday and I go, I don't know how he's always open? How many times do we say that? Because I'm always fascinated with that. He's not athletic. And, I was listening to Nick Wright yesterday, and he was talking about the Chiefs. They drafted a tight end. And he said, you know what? What Kelce does can be taught to somebody else. It's not like he's a great athlete or something that's, crazy athletic or superior to a lot of, players he's playing against. He just knows how to play. And he said that might be something, passing on that information to a teammate, that those are things that can be taught. But Travis Kelce, with his popularity, I think is going to be, like Terry Bradshaw became popular now, whereas back when he was with the Steelers, he wasn't as popular because everybody else was. Mean Joe Green, Chuck Noll, Franco Harris. Oh, that's right, it was Terry. Joe Montana was really popular, had commercials. He was a big deal. Dan Marino was a big deal. There's certain quarterbacks who didn't care about doing that. And maybe were better quarterbacks than we give them credit for. But Travis Kelce, first of all, you win Super Bowls and you play at a really high level, and maybe you get another Super Bowl in here. That would solidify, Gronk's great. You've got other tight ends that are in there, but I would say Travis Kelce will go down as the greatest tight end, and not because of production as much as production plus popularity. Yes, Paulie.
Quickly, Gronk's an interesting case because he had 4 great regular seasons. He had a bunch of other banged-up regular seasons.
Yeah.
He only had 621 catches. While that's great, it's less than half of Tony Gonzalez. It's 400, going to be 400 less than Kelce. But it feels like Gronk is like, when healthy, if I could have any tight end on my team, that might be the guy. Like Jim Brown does not have the numbers anymore, but if you said the greatest running back of all time, people still say Jim Brown. Like Gronk is such a unique physical individual.
See, I would have said Gronk, but I think the last couple of years have changed me with Kelce. Like Kelce is there all the time. And Gronk got banged up, but Gronk took a lot of hits. I mean, Kelce is really a fascinating player to watch. And that's that guy's always open. And it amazes me now it helps having Mahomes, obviously, because there has to be sort of that intuitive, hey, I know where you're going to be, or I can help you. Hey, put it there. When they played the Ravens in the playoffs, I think most of us thought the Ravens at home, they're playing well, they're going to beat the Chiefs. Travis Kelce wouldn't have it. And I think when you have those players who step in a big moment, but he's also there during the regular season. Now, I thought he slowed down this year during the regular season. It was like, okay, all right, coming back to earth. And then all of a sudden you get to the postseason and you go, nope, he dialed it up, I don't know if you can continue to do it for 2 more years, but he'll go down as the greatest tight end of all time.